Youth Live. We are so glad you all are here. This is our grad edition of the show, and that means if you are an incoming 6th grader, an incoming freshman, or a senior, we are celebrating you tonight. I know this school year did not look or feel the way that you expected. You had a certain set of events in your mind that you were expecting to happen throughout this semester. We are sorry that those didn't play out the way that we all expected. Tonight, we're going to focus on your victories. Tonight, we're going to focus on the communities that you have around you that love you and support you. So we're glad to have you with us. If this is the first time that you have joined us for Community Youth Live, just a quick bit of information. So first up, we'd like to invite you to join in on the chat. Hop in, say hi, use your real name, because we do lots of giveaways throughout our show, and the way that we do giveaways is by using your name. We enter that into our giveaway generator, all right? So say hi, and then as we play activities throughout the evening, interact in the chat, put your guesses in there. So your first opportunity is actually coming up to be able to do that. A big part of Community Youth Live is we love to play games. So the first game we're going to play tonight is Celebrity Superlatives. So we're going to give you a little peek behind the scenes. What happened to celebrities when they were in high school? And so I'm going to give you a fast fact, and then you have to decide which celebrity you think it is. So once you have an answer, type it in the chat box, and then we'll see if you are right or not. So let's play along. First up, this movie star has a net worth of $550 million, but he was voted least likely to succeed in high school. Who is it? Is it Johnny Depp, Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, or George Clooney? Go ahead and type your guess in the chat box now. If you picked Tom Cruise, then you were spot on. That is exactly who it was. This TV personality was the most popular person in their graduating class. Is it Oprah Winfrey, Jimmy Fallon, Kim Kardashian, or Simon Cowell? Put your vote in the chat box now. If you guessed Oprah Winfrey, then you were right. You are genius. All right, next up, we have this actor has not only graced the cover of People magazine, he was also named Best Dressed in High School. Is it Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, George Clooney, or Denzel Washington? Vote now. Did you guess Brad Pitt? You so smart. You got it right. Next up, and this is our last one. This smile-inducing actress was named most likely to brighten your day in high school. Was it Sandra Bullock, Julia Roberts, Emma Stone, or Natalie Portman? Put your guesses in now. If you guessed Sandra Bullock, then you are right. Well done. You guys know your celebrities. Well, up next are a few people who are definitely not celebrities, and I will tell you they are also not professional athletes. Well, we were browsing the YouTube and we found a few videos of people doing trick shots, you know, amazing things with basketballs and frisbees and bowling balls, all sorts of things really, and we thought, hey, we can do that. We thought wrong, but we also think it's really funny, so check it out. Well, that's all the laughs we have here for you in the pre-show. Community Live is going to be starting in about 5 minutes. So we want you to go get a refill of your drink, grab some snacks, and then join us back here in 5 minutes, and the countdown starts now.
Come walk with me, feel the breeze, come walk with me. Oh, and dance, come dance with me, shuffle your feet, come dance with me. And I will tell you when you're older how I loved you just the same. It only matters where we're going. It never mattered from where you came. When life, it gets you down, steals your crown, and breaks your will, oh, I'll pick you up, brush off the dust, and hold you still. Tell you when you're older how I loved you just the same. It only matters where we're going. It never mattered from where you came. And go to sleep, my darling. Oh, the night is getting darker. You can dream about tomorrow, and I will tell you when you're older how I loved you just the same. It only matters where we're going. It never mattered from where you came. I will tell you when you're older how I loved you just the same. It only matters where we're going. It never mattered from where you came. And I will tell you when you're older how I love you just the same. It only matters where we're going. It never mattered from where you came. It It never mattered from where you came. It never mattered from where you came.
Welcome to Community Youth Live Grad Edition. I'm Cassie, your middle school youth leader.
And I am Lexi, the youth pastor here at Community. You guys, we are so thrilled to have you here tonight. We're sorry for the little glitch with the pre-show. We're having server issues, which is super fun. But the important thing is that you made it. And you know, we've reached the end of the school year. And today we're looking at you students. We see you and we celebrate you. And I know this year did not look the way you thought it would. It didn't look the way that any of us thought it would. And we see that you are resilient and you understand that sometimes the greater good requires personal sacrifice. And we've watched you work hard to make the most of these last couple months, even while mourning, missing out on milestones that you look forward to. So we know that being school canceled in person wasn't a vacation opportunity for you, and it probably felt like a loss you weren't quite sure how to process. And I wish I could give you a hug and say, I'm sorry face to face. And I think all of our youth leaders kind of feel the same way about that. Obviously, we can't give you a hug right now, which is so sad to me. I really like hugs. But we can celebrate you. And that's what tonight is all about. We're going to be silly, and we're hoping that that makes you laugh a little bit. We're going to have some games, and we're going to have some giveaways, ridiculous videos, and a special message in our sermon series, Mission Possible. Speaking of giveaways, hey, Cassie, how do you win stuff on this show?
Yeah, be sure to hop on chat, use your real name, and say hi. We'd love to chat with you, and your comments will earn you entries into our giveaways.
They sure will. You know, just a quick note about that, since YouTube, some of us have some real weird names on YouTube. I want you to be sure that if you have one of those really fun, weird YouTube names, be sure to put your real name in brackets, because that's how we figure out who won prizes. We will put your real name into the giveaway generator, and that way we can reach out to you. So say hi right now if you haven't already, and we will start chatting back with you. Let's go ahead and kick off the show tonight by welcoming our incoming sixth graders. Woo! So we have an awesome crew coming in. So thank you for joining us tonight, friends.
Let's watch a video to get to know them. Current students, while you watch, say hi to everyone in the chat. Let's make them feel welcome.
Hi, my name is Caden Clark and I like football.
My name is Jasmine. I like to draw.
Hi, my name is Charlie, and one of my favorite things to do is play baseball.
Hi, my name is Eli and I like playing soccer.
My name is Faith and my talent is tumbling.
What a great crew we have. Wasn't it amazing? You know, some of you were able to meet some of your youth leaders earlier today when they dropped by your houses with new t-shirts, a Bible, and snacks for the show. But I don't really think that's sufficient.
Definitely not. And we don't usually do things pretty normal around here. So all but one of our leaders was able to stop by and participate in a dance-off so you could get to know them.
You can tell a lot about someone by the way that they dance.
Definitely.
So during the video, what I would like for you to do is put in the chat who your favorite dancer is.
At the end, we'll reveal who is doing the dancing. Let's roll episode 2 of Masked Dancers.
I'm not about to give up because I heard you say there's gonna be brighter days. There's gonna be brighter days. I won't stop, I'll keep my head up. No, I'm not here to stay. There's gonna be brighter days. There's gonna be brighter days. I just might bend, but I won't break. As long as I can see your face. When the light won't play along and right keeps going wrong and I can't seem to find
Obviously, the Demogorgon was a legit dancer, Cassie.
Oh my gosh, no, definitely the bunny.
Daddy shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, Daddy shark, do-do-do-do-do-do.
Well played, Sharky. Well played. Now, we'd like to highlight some of our incoming freshmen. We've officially celebrated confirmation next Sunday, but tonight, let's welcome the new freshmen.
Give them a shout out in the chat. I'm going to miss having them in middle school youth group. Our 8th grade guys Zoomed with Lexi this week to compete in our game If I Had To. We're going to check that out, but we want you to play along.
For sure. So Gabe and Derek will compete in 3 rounds of debate. And I'm going to put a poll in the chat. I want you to open it up, vote for the person who you think won each round of debate. And you'll determine who gets the $20 Amazon gift card and who gets the $10 Amazon gift card.
In appreciation for your help in picking a winner, we are going to give one of our $10 Amazon gift cards of your very own. Let's watch the debate.
All right, so Christmas and birthday gifts being a canned soup and hand sanitizer would be way better than no gifts at all, because if you get hand sanitizer for your birthday, then you don't have to go out and buy it, and it will keep you safe during these times. And canned soup is delicious, so I don't know why you would not want that. It's way better than no gifts at all, because at least you're getting something for your birthday, and you know that people are looking out for you.
Christmas and birthdays are about the family, and so you spend time with the family, so I don't think you even need gifts. Gifts are just an accessory for that, and just spending time with the family, I think, is the best gift you can have.
If I had to choose between my dad and my mom to cut my hair, then it would probably be my mom, because she knows me, she knows what I would look good with, and my dad, he takes care of his hair, but my mom takes care of her hair way more, and if her hair looks really good, I'm sure mine will too.
Well, my dad kind of has the same idea of like what hairstyle we want for me, so it would be kind of easy, but the bad thing about it would be that he wants it short and I want it long, so he would probably cut it short. But yeah, I think he would mess it up the first time and then get it the rest of the time, but
If you had to choose between reading a book over and over and over again and staring at a microwave for hours, I would probably choose the reading the book over and over again, because you can really start to understand the book, what message the author is trying to leave behind, and how it connects to your life. And you won't get those things by staring at a microwave. You could get cancer, maybe.
Okay, go.
Well, if you stare into the microwave, you would get that vitamin D, and if you're quarantined, you get the big brains enough to build a big microwave that you could put your whole body into, and you get that vitamin D for your whole body, so you would never have to go outside again, and it would be great.
Oh, you put your whole body in the microwave.
Yeah, and you would turn.
Slowly cooking your skin as you.
Yes.
I love it. This is great.
That was awesome. How about we do our own debate?
Oh my gosh, okay. I guess I'm game.
Okay, I'll go first.
All right.
Okay, so I will argue I would rather eat food from a bucket that was brought from a guy off the internet.
Okay, I guess then I will argue that it would be better to eat expired food from my pantry than eat food from a stranger. All right.
Okay, well, if the guy brought McDonald's or Chick-fil-A in the bucket of food, that's something, but then you don't know, but on your end, the food's expired and for years.
Okay.
All
right.
I don't know.
So it doesn't matter what he brought you from McDonald's. You probably shouldn't eat it. That's not a good idea. But let me just say that you don't know this guy. You don't know what he put in your food, Cassie. What I do know is where I got the food in my pantry. And I recognize, sure, it's expired, but those expiration dates are just made up, right? Unless the can is about to explode, I'm really not that worried about it. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Canned food is fine for long term. It's good.
Well, what if it's not canned food?
I don't know, Jody. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, that was a good time, wasn't it?
That was fun. Who is our If I Had To winner?
All right, so I am looking at this, and it looks like Gabe won 2 rounds out of 3. So, Gabe, you are going home with our $20 Amazon gift card, and then, Derek, you get the $10 Amazon gift card. Congratulations.
And the person in the audience who won the $10 Amazon gift card is Molly. Yay, congratulations.
Molly. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and shift our attention to something a little bit more serious. Our seniors. Seniors, we are so proud of you. You have held your heads high and kept pushing ahead, even in the midst of uncertainty. And I'm not much for goodbyes, and really this isn't one. It's a continuation of your journey, and I'm grateful for the time that we've been able to spend together. And I put together a little video to celebrate you. Let's check it out.
Here's one last pop quiz for our graduating class. It's only one question. There's no right or wrong answer, and you can start studying for it when the test begins. Are you ready? Here's the question. What do you need to survive in life? At first, you might answer food, water, shelter, pizza, the basics. And that would be a pretty good answer. But you'd be missing a few essential elements. Okay, here's the cheat sheet. It's 3 words: faith, hope, and love. Let's start with faith. Where do you put it? Is it in yourself, your gifts, your talents and abilities? Or do you put your faith in the one who came to save us? And then hope. Where do you put your hope? Great relationships, being successful, or making a lot of money someday? Or do you put your hope in eternal things? And finally, love. The Bible says a lot about love, and Jesus boils it down to this: love God, love others. It's not as complicated as we make it. In this world, you are God's hands and feet. You are the ones that get to tell the world about the only perfect love. The perfect love that casts out all fear. faith, hope, and love. You see, when you have those three, even in the darkest times, there's still light that you can cling to and light that you can share. Faith, hope, and love. Let those be the markers that people know you by. And as you go from here, never forget that no matter who you are, no matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, God is with you, and God is for you. So who can be against you?
Congrats, grads. We are so proud of you. We'll do some more celebrating tonight in D group. Now it's time for a special grad sermon. Damian Easter is going to kick us off before Pastor Lexi talks about being ready for anything. Let's check it out.
Spies always seem to be ready for anything. And there's a dude in the Bible named Peter who is the exact same way, ready for anything. Peter wrote letters to the early followers of Jesus as they struggle with sharing Jesus with the world. And some of what he said is, he said, always be ready with an answer for the hope that you have. The same is true today. People are looking for answers, and you, because of Jesus, have the opportunity to help others find the same hope that you have found. But in order for us to effectively share Jesus with the world, I'll put it like this. You have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Then you will always be ready.
Who's your favorite spy? You know, I've always been partial to James Bond. In fact, when I was in middle school, I had a goldfish and I named him James after the spy. And then it turns out that I married a man whose middle name is James. And I promise that was not a criteria that I used when husband hunting, but it just worked out that way. I promise. No matter, though, which spy is your favorite, all of these characters have something in common. The gadgets. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the X-ray glasses, the voice changers, shoes that turn into phones, mints that turn into explosive devices. You know, our favorite spy movies are full of gadgets with unexpected purposes. And the reason these movies are packed with gadgets is because in order to complete their mission, spies need to be ready for anything. And if preparation is a key factor in being a great spy, some of us would definitely be more qualified than others. Whether you're getting ready for school or a test, a date, or a big game, some of us prepare in painstaking detail. And then some of us run out the door with hardly any preparation at all. I'm curious, what about you? Where do you kind of fall in that spectrum? Are you usually super prepared or not so much? Because I find myself in the middle these days. Like I want to be super prepared, but I often don't have the time or the brain space to even get there. Today, I want you to think about that question, and then I want you to think about what preparation has to do with our mission. We've been talking about mission quite a lot lately. You see, our mission is to tell the world about Jesus, and that mission is not impossible, but it does require preparation. Some of you are just joining community youth tonight, and welcome. This is the beginning of your preparation time with us. But for others of you, this is your last day in community youth. Your training here is complete, and it's time to go out and complete your mission. But what is that mission? As it says in Matthew 28, our mission is to share the good news of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, to make disciples, to multiply yourself. When Jesus gave us our mission, he was speaking directly to his closest friends and followers, and one of the people present was Peter. And you guys know I love Peter. I know I talk about Peter maybe too much. I don't know. Can you do that? You see, Peter was one of Jesus' first disciples. Some people have said that Peter was hot-headed. Peter was the kind of guy who jumped into things wholeheartedly. And that can be a great quality, but it also meant Peter was just a little bit impulsive at times. I can relate to this guy. You see, Peter's story with Jesus began when Jesus saw him fishing with his brother. And Jesus called Peter and he said, "Hey, follow me." And Peter said, "Okay." And he dropped his nets and he followed Jesus. We see that in Matthew 4. And then there was this one time when the disciples were on a boat in the middle of the lake when they saw Jesus approaching, walking on water, you guys. And then everyone was terrified. But Peter said, "Hey, Jesus, what if I walked out on water with you?" Would you do that? I don't know that I would do that, right? And then Peter jumped out of the boat and he walked on water toward Jesus. But then he panicked because he was walking on water, right? And then he started to sink. But don't worry, because Jesus saved him. Matthew 14. And then Peter often spoke too soon. He could be hasty and opinionated, and sometimes he said things that Jesus had to correct. In fact, one time Jesus had to yell at him saying, "Get behind me, Satan." You see that in Matthew 16. And then there was that one time, just before Jesus was arrested and sentenced to death, that he predicted that his disciples would deny him. And Peter passionately and vehemently proclaimed that he would not deny Jesus. This is not something that Peter would do, but Jesus was right. Because hours later, Peter denied he ever knew Jesus. We read that in Matthew 26. And then that same night, when men came to arrest Jesus, Peter took out a sword and he cut off one of their ears. Jesus had to reattach the man's ear, and then he had to make Peter put the sword away. You can read it in John 18. You see, Jesus could have seen Peter's impulsiveness as a problem. But Jesus saw something else in Peter too. As hot-headed as Peter could be, he was also a passionate and loyal friend and disciple. Jesus even gave Peter his name. You see, Peter used to be called Simon, but Jesus started calling him Peter, and that name means rock, because Jesus promised Peter would be a foundational part of the church that Jesus was building. And if Peter can be a foundational part of the church that Jesus is building, then so can we, friends. Think about all those qualities that Peter had. Jesus can use us. You see, Peter had flaws, but one of the reasons he was such an effective disciple of Jesus is that he was always ready to take action, even though sometimes he took the wrong actions. We all can do that. Over time, Peter grew and he matured, and eventually he became an important leader in the church, just as Jesus had promised. You see, 1 Peter is a letter that Peter wrote to several communities of believers, and their mission was turning out to be pretty difficult. Have you felt like that you've been on a pretty difficult mission lately? But Peter wanted these followers to know that the mission was still worth it. Peter's advice to his fellow believers was, be ready. Be ready to act, be ready to speak. Whether you are joining us for the first time today or you are a senior graduating, my advice for you is the same. Be ready. Be ready to act. Be ready to speak. No matter what new situations you find yourself in, be ready to act. Be ready to speak. You see, we must be ready to share the gospel with our actions and our words. And our actions, they give us opportunities to talk about our faith. So here's what I'd ask of you. Love each other. Our love for others demonstrates the love of God. Repay evil with good. And I know this isn't natural, friends, but that's exactly why it's important. Anyone can be rude, insulting, or vengeful, but followers of Jesus are called to live differently from the rest of the world. So repay evil with good. And don't be afraid. Be bold and trust God. And then have an answer. You see, Peter said that when we live in a way that is so different from the rest of the world, people will ask, why? Why are they so filled with hope? And when those people ask, we need to be ready to speak. And then lastly, be gentle. There's no need to be rude, annoying, defensive, pushy, judgmental, or stern. It's easy to go there sometimes, especially when we feel attacked, when we feel vulnerable. We're not sure how to respond. But when someone asks why we believe what we believe, Peter said to answer them gently and respectfully, and that's it. The world needs you, friends, so be ready. Now for our graduates, I have a blessing for you. May God's favor be upon you And may his presence go before you and beside you and behind you and within you. He is with you wherever you go. Amen. And happy graduation.
Good message. Be ready. You've got this, grads.
It's about time to wrap up our grad edition of Community Youth Live, but we want to share a couple of announcements with you before we go.
Mission Kansas City Middle School is July 23rd through 25th.
And then Mission Kansas City High School is July 30th through August 1st.
Hey, before we go, we have one more giveaway tonight. It's a $25 gift certificate to Pizza Hut.
That's true. And you know who won?
Who?
Faith! Congratulations, Faith! That is amazing. This is her first night with us. She is one of our incoming 6th graders. That's so much fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Reminders to everyone, hop on Instagram or Community Lenexa YouTube to see more content from us. High schoolers, we're celebrating seniors in D group about 10 minutes after the live show ends. Middle schoolers, I'll see you Wednesday night at 6:15 on Zoom.
A special thanks to our production manager, Nathan Lang, our projection supervisor, Christopher Cook over there, Gabe and Derek. You guys were hilarious. And then, of course, all of our youth leaders behind the scenes making things happen.
To wrap things up tonight, we have some suggestions for ways to greet people now that we are coming out of quarantine.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Hey, all you chicken nuggets. I'm Lexi. This is Brownie. Now that we're starting to come out of quarantine, things are starting to get back to normal, and going back to normal means greeting people, but we can't really greet people the way that we used to because that means germs, and we don't want germs because we don't want to go back to quarantine because that was rough. So we've come up with a few ways that you can safely greet your friends so they feel welcomed, but they also feel safe. Try some of these.
Bye.